guys? All right, today I wanted to go over something that has been, I've kind of been talking to some people on Facebook, on some of the forums about this particular subject, about race car suspension versus street car suspension. So the problem, or the thing people aren't understanding is that race car suspension is set up for the car to go straight. It's set up so that the loads are in a straight line. So one of the topics was anti-roll bars, driving those on the street. Well, I have right here one of the end links. One of the end links to an anti-roll bar. So basically, what happens is the anti-roll bar tries to keep the car from rolling at all. It's not like a sway bar. It's different than a sway bar. A sway bar allows flex and it allows it to roll. An anti-roll pretty much tries to eliminate it altogether. So if it's just for a drag race car, that's no problem. But if you're driving the car on the street, I don't understand why you would want that, because you pull into driveways like my driveway here. My driveway here has got like an angle on it, so when I pull into my driveway, if I have an anti-roll bar hooked up, it's gonna try and pick up one tire, because it doesn't want to roll. That's not really what you want for the street. I don't know. I don't understand where people's argument is as far as driving anti-roll bars on the street. I don't recommend it. I've talked to Dave Zimmerman on the phone, which is he's a guy who owns Team Z, and he even told me that even backing your car off the trailer, you should keep it unhooked. You should unhook your anti-roll, and then when you get it on flat ground, you put the driver in the driver's seat, and then you preload the passenger side like a half turn on the heim joint. You preload it so that when you launch, it takes up that's just one of his settings that he recommends. But so, these will bend. Think about it. You're putting the entire weight of the car when you go over, when you pull into a McDonald's or something, or you pull it into your driveway, or you're going up a hill sideways. This happens on the street. You know what I mean? You can't not just drive only on flat ground on the street. You're gonna encounter areas where you have to pull up into a driveway, or go over a speed bump, or something where the car has to articulate. Okay. The drag strip, the car is not gonna do that, okay, but on the street it will. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to go over that, and give my point of view on that. Okay, so so let me go into the car, and I'll show you a couple more reasons why you want, like, if you're driving the car on the street, you kind of want to stay away from solid joints. You want to stay away from like the drag strip style, control arms and all that. So let's go into the car and I'll explain a little more. Okay, so focus. Okay, so this is basically what you would see, on a street style control arm, with the rubber bushings, or the polyurethane bushings, whatever you want to call them. So if you go with the street style, the strip style, you're going to have like a heim joint like this. Okay, so the problem with that is these spherical bearings, they're great and they're very accurate, but if you get any kind of dirt or rain or any kind of debris in here, it's going to start, it's not going to run smooth like this. Whereas a rubber bushing is going to be fine in the rain. It won't do that. Yeah, that's another reason why you don't want to run these solid joints on the street. You're going to go through puddles. It's going to rain. There's going to be dirt and dust. And these little balls here, they run on like a Teflon. There's like a Teflon insert in there, which will keep it pretty smooth. But over time, you know, that Teflon coating in there, some do, some don't. I don't know if this one does or not. I'm not sure, but the good ones do. The good ball joints, they do have like a Teflon coating on them. I'm not sure if this one does or not, but anyway, you know, you will get dirt in there. It will start running really rough. It'll beat it up on the street, okay? And then it's gonna start being noisy. And I can tell you this from experience, because my last car had all solid, you know, the Team Z strip series on there. And after a while, not even driving down the street much, you know, dirt and debris gets in there, and it starts making noise. So there's a few things you can do to prevent that, or to kind of prolong them if you know, insist on driving it on the street. You can put a little bit of anti-seize on this ball, and it'll keep it from, you know, like getting corroded. It'll keep it from like rusting and seizing up. So yeah, also, you know, I'm not like a Team Z fanboy or anything like that. They have good stuff, and you know, they have stuff that's okay. So I did on this car, I did put their caster camber plates on. Okay, now there are better options for a street driven car, and I actually wish I would have bought either the Maximum Motorsports or Racecraft. Okay, so because these are more like a strip oriented caster camber plate, they started to get a little bit of dirt in, you know, in where the pivot ball is in here, and I had to take them apart, and I had to clean them up and put a little anti-seize on there, because they got a little dirt in them, got a little moisture, you know what I mean? And they're not Teflon lined. Okay, when I took it apart, it's not Teflon lined in there. The Racecraft ones have a Teflon lining in them, which is a little better for the street, and it'll be quiet. You know, these are kind of noisy, so you know, when I'm turning or going over a bump and it's articulating, you can hear it creaking. Okay, so it's a little annoying on the street, and I personally wish I wouldn't have done that, but this is the same ones I had on my other race car, and I was familiar with them, so I went ahead and bought them, and they're pretty good price too. Now that's not downing Team Z at all, because I mean, their stuff's made for serious race cars. So I mean, and if it doesn't bother you, you know, if it doesn't bother you to have that noise, or you know, have to maintain it a lot, and you know, only driving on really nice days with, you know, don't go through puddles and stuff like that, because I'm telling you, these heim joints, if you run these through water, or you know, through a downpour or dirt, or you know, whatever, or you know, they're gonna get beat up. They're definitely gonna get beat up, because there's no play. Okay, there's no play in that. Like you know, like a rubber bushing or a polyurethane bushing, it has give. Now, I personally think that the polyurethanes one will last longer than on the street, and that was another argument someone made, was that, well, you know, the bushings wear out. You know, the polyurethane or the rubber bushings will wear out. I'm telling you, these will wear out quicker. Okay, because it's metal on metal. It is going to get beat up on the street. But you know how people are. You could tell them that, and they won't believe you, so they have to find out for themselves, which is fine. That's totally fine. I had to learn all this stuff myself too, so I'm just trying to give some advice. But yeah, I just wanted to make this short video, you know, giving my take on race car suspension being driven on the street. Okay, to me, it's two completely different things. I don't recommend it, but hey, if it's like a 90% strip car and you just take it every once in a while around town, then yeah, I mean, that's not a big deal. But if it's something you drive a couple times a week, 3-4 times a week, or if it's your daily, forget it. I would never do it on a daily driver. So anyway, guys, that's just something I don't. Hopefully, hopefully you learned something, and you know, it's okay to disagree, and you know, go for it anyway. Go for, you know, the race car stuff, because you think that in the future it may be a track only car or whatever, and you want to make sure you you know, not have to buy twice. That's another one of other people's arguments, is I don't want to have to buy twice. You know, I'm going to make this car, you know, 800 horsepower, and I'm going to take it on the strip, but I don't want to buy it twice. So, but that's fine. But anyway, I'm going to cut the video here. Just wanted to share that. Hope you guys learned something. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. And I'll check you next time.